Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to talk about our daily technical analysis update of gold and silver. We're going to go over the dollar, 10-year yield, and some other stuff. Incredibly high volatility going on, I can tell you that. And I'll give you my financial opinion here. So we got the dollar here, and the dollar was stronger today. We had a massively sold off dollar yesterday. And now we've got a really strong, strong dollar today. Which way is this thing going? I think anyone's guess with the volatility here. I'm not going to look at the account today, but we're swinging back and forth. We've got punches between the buyers and sellers. Everything is going all over the place. The 10-year yield, people do not want bonds. They are selling them in mass. We've got up 5% for TNX. This is definitely in an uptrend. And I think this uptrend will continue so long that the demographic in home buying years remains buying homes. And that demand supply imbalance forced rates historically higher. It did it in the 40s, and then it had a pause in the 50s. It did it in the late 60s and 70s. It paused a little bit after 1980. We had a little last run up in the mid 80s. And then we had a decline in population growth. And that was your interest rates coming back down. We have a wall of large demographic hit coming. We're in the middle of it. We're not in the middle. We're kind of in the beginning of it. And it peaks at 2024 to 2026, depending on which home buying age you choose. So I think this will continue higher because of the imbalances in the real estate market. Here's the bond prices selling off. Will this be a interim, short-term bottom? I don't know. We'll find out. But this thing's been selling off. We've broken through this long-term support line. We cut right through it. Gold with that stronger dollar and higher 10-year yield was all over the place today. We were up in the morning. We were down, highly volatile, but we're still sitting on top of patterns. Still looks good. Silver, same thing. We're still sitting above the support line. Everything looks good, but it was sold off throughout the day today. Platinum, another one that looks, it's got that bloody forehead nose. Today, down $11. Still sitting on top of its pattern. Still looks good. XAU to gold ratio, the mining companies. Now, this could go all the way back down here again. Sometimes what they do is they come in, they get hit, and now it looks like the sellers came. I thought we were going to go higher here, but you know what? Sometimes it doesn't work like that. We may come back down a little bit more, and we can see that there's some selling pressure. So we came on up, and then I think we might come back down to this general vicinity. If we get that, which I hope we do, we'll be in buying territory for sure. It looks like we might get a little last move lower on EXK, FSM. I mean, the reversal today was quite dramatic. But still, we're sitting on top of patterns, still looking okay. SILJ, again, selling off. We could come back a little bit lower. We'll see what the buyers and sellers do. And again, you know what you're going to find out? You're going to find out that short-term technical trading is it's not as reliable as what most people want it to be. And if you're looking for some short-term reliable move or some reliable predictor or whatever, you're not going to find it. That's what I found looking at all this stuff. We're just trying our best to find good entry points on all these companies so we can sit in them because of the market conditions. NGF getting a little bit of sold off today. Koya Resources right at support. Discovery Silver getting a little bit of a sell-off today. Well, a lot of a sell-off today, I guess. If we come back here, guys, this is a pretty good entry point all down through here, I think. AG getting a little bit of a sell-off, still above support. We still have this falling wedge pattern all through here, but we're still above it. Newmont. And remember, the overall market's really sold off today. They sold off hard, and everything gets sold off sometimes. So maybe we'll bounce back real quick, depending on where the money's flowing. Mag Silver still in this support region. We've got Yamana Gold down there getting sold off. Well, I should say up there getting sold off. Impact Silver getting sold off a little bit. We've got Aftermath Silver. Now, this could head lower. This is a bearish engulfing. If we head lower, you're going to get a really good buying opportunity in aftermath silver if it comes all the way down to even like this. Man, if it could retest this low, oh my goodness, that would be a great opportunity. Arcana Silver Corporation, we're still heading in that general vicinity of the support line. PLG selling off. Definitely could head a little bit lower. Siboney Stillwater getting sold off. This was gap lower, and then it was bought up a little bit towards the end of the day. Sandstrom Gold, big down day. We'll see where this goes. I don't know if the overall market just sold everything off today, which it sure looks like that. And if these will just bounce back. Franco-Nevada getting sold off. We're still within the pattern. EMX getting sold off. We've got everything's getting sold off, guys. Wheat and precious metals. We're looking at one sector, and the whole sector basically complements each other, but that's getting sold off. Go royalty. MTA getting sold off quite hard. We'll see if it has any lasting effects or if we head a little bit lower. MMX, Mavericks Metals right on support. Royal Gold getting sold off a little bit. Looks like it was wanting to run. Cisco Gold Royalty still in the pattern. Got sold off today. And then Altius getting sold off. Again, this still looks good to me. But that's what we have for today. Overall market. Actually, let's look at the overall market real quick. Let's look at SPX. Yeah, it's getting sold off. It's on this support line. Looks like it held a little bit, came back up, and then it got sold off again right back to that support line. And then the NASDAQ composite getting sold off too, and it's getting down there. We'll see if this thing bounces or if it doesn't. But I mean, some of these got slaughtered, like Amazon, 7.5% for a company that large. This is definitely heading lower. And that's all from that 10-year yield. The 10-year yield's going up. It's causing a rotation of money. And it looks like things are liquidating into the dollar at this time. And we're getting dragged down with it, the precious metals. I do think eventually that money's going to rotate over. It just takes time. We're going through this big process of people selling bonds. They're selling some stocks, especially the tech sector, I would believe. And then that money will eventually rotate over into commodities and precious metals and real estate and all these other things that are better forms of inflation protection. If we were going to have a crash and people were scared, people would be running to bonds. Bonds and the interest rates, I think, are causing this crash. The crash in the overall, we'll call it bond market and whatnot. Since things are very highly leveraged, everything gets tied together and it yanks everything up and down together as people buy and sell assets. So I think that decoupling will happen. I can't tell you the exact timing of this decoupling. I don't think anyone can. But everyone thinks, I think the general thought is that everyone thinks that we're going into recession, that the house prices are not sustainable, and that this is all going to crash down. And I just don't think so. Because if that was the case, we would see people running into bonds. We just don't see that. They're running away from bonds, which they think that the real estate market is sustainable, and they are afraid of the inflation from it. So that's where my head is. That's where at least my paradigm and what my viewpoint is on the markets. So if you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website, Platinum membership if you want to join. And we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.